On January 25th, 2024, there was a motion hearing. Now, this hearing was for the state to introduce more evidence, which essentially was 3 more witnesses making a statement on this day. Now, in this particular video, we will be looking over the transcript and highlighting very key moments of false reports, false allegations, and them going against their own oath on a stand in the court of law. The 3 new witnesses added to this case is Brianna Jacobs, Kendra Carter, and Velvet Marquez. Let's start off with Kendra Carter. She accused Eligio of a sodomy assault in the year of 2018 in Palenque, Mexico, between her and Velvet Marquez. But let's take a look at what she says here.
So if he requests that you guys were with him, and you guys were together, you wouldn't mind doing that too?
It's really not a request. It just be like in a moment, like just like if you were to be with your husband or whatever. It's like y'all have moments that y'all spend together. It's not like, it's not like I have a request. I want you and you and you.
It's not perverted.
Nah, it's very natural. Like we have bonds with each other.
Now that that's cleared up, let's go into her transcript. The first point that we have to highlight is when the prosecutor asked, what would happen if Mr. Bishop's orders or directives were disobeyed? She responded, it would be an issue. He liked people obeying him. If you didn't obey in the beginning, it would be a long, drawn-out meetings about him and his issue with you being disobedient. And then towards the end, it got physically violent. But Brianna Jacobs was asked the same question, but had a different answer. Let's go back and see what Brianna Jacobs said. Brianna Jacobs was asked, what would happen if someone disobeyed a rule? We would just have meetings about it. Okay, and did it ever go beyond having meetings? She responds, the meetings? No, it was just meetings. So Kendra Carter says that it was physical violence after the meetings, and Brianna Jacobs says that it was just meetings. Let's continue. The next point that we must highlight with Kendra Carter. She was asked, were there rules related to romantic relationships within the group? Her response, yeah, he had to approve the relationship. If you wanted to be in it, you had to bring it to him. And sometimes he would say like no, and sometimes he would say yes, or sometimes he would say, well, I want you to be with this person. And so he was in charge of who you would have to be with. But here she says something completely different. Let's listen.
He'll give you advice, but he won't force you to do anything. He'll give you advice, but he won't force you to do anything, like I said earlier. So any relationship that I've ever been in, being here has been my decision. Any, situation I've gotten myself into being here has been my decision.
Are they forced? Were you forced to be with Ace?
Oh, no.
Hold on, get that mic.
Oh no, I wasn't forced to be with Ace. I wasn't forced to be with Ace. I chose to be with Ace. That was way back in when we were in Mexico. So this was like 2-3 years ago. I was with him because I wanted to be with him.
So you weren't forced to sleep with Ace?
No.
And then Ace forced you to sleep with 3 guys?
No. Okay. And I get how that looks because I went back and forth so many times and there was a lot of confusion within me. And so I just, was like, okay, I'm gonna go over here. Okay, this is not working. I'm gonna go, okay, this is not,
Let's move on to the next point. Kendra Carter was asked, when you say physically violent, what do you mean? She says if he had an issue with what you were doing, he would either order someone to slap you or he would physically hurt you. But let's take a look at what she says here.
Do you mind explaining that video? And I believe you were the one
smacking him.
Yes.
Smacking.
And it was real smacks. It was real smacks. I was like, I said, she's really smacking them.
I knew this was going to come up. This is so funny. Yeah, we was spiritual improv. Yeah. Okay. It's like a way to show, it's like a controversial way of showing that we're very disciplined and that we... It's so hard to explain because I know how it looks to the public, but it's really not even that deep.
And Sheba did push me and nudge me and was getting up in my face as well.
Kendra Carter initiated a lot of the fights that happened in Eligio Bishop's life. There was even a time where she instigated a fight with Velvet Marquez, resulting in them actually getting into a physical fight. It is cruel and unusual for none of these people to take responsibility and blame it all on Mr. Bishop. Let's move on to the next point. She was asked, did you share his interest for a sexual relationship with the defendant? Did you want to have a relationship with him? And she says no.
She been wanted to be with him. She been wanted to be with Nature Boy. So to have sex with Nature Boy, and they did. And she was wanting to have a relationship with Nature Boy, with True's baby, with True there. And that didn't work out though, because Nature Boy doesn't like Sheba like that. So
the next false allegation says he invited me into his tent where he was sleeping with his wife Velvet Marquez, and we were friends, me and her. And he said we were just going to watch a movie, and in the middle of the movie, he told her and I that he wanted to break my virginity right there, right then. And I was scared, and she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to be involved. And we all know why Velvet Marquez didn't want to be involved. Not because this was some type of assault, but because she didn't want him being with no other woman but her. She continues to allege that he was like, you're going to be right here and you're going to hold her hands and you're going to watch. And that's what happened. He broke my virginity. She was asked, and did you want to have sexual intercourse with him that day? She responded, I don't know. But let's look at what she says here.
Everybody might not know, but I did. The three God is who took my virginity. I was with him for the first time. He's the first person that I ever connected with. And that was just a very beautiful experience. It was beautiful. Okay. In the jungles of Belize, and I will always cherish that. After that moment, he had a wife at the other time.
Okay.
Or at that time, which was, the one we mentioned earlier.
Velvet.
Velvet. The one that don't want nobody with her man. No, the one that don't want nobody with her man. No. Okay. No. Although I knew I was supposed to be with him, I went to somebody else, and we had a child.
Honestly, nothing that Baba G does turns me off, and that's the reason why I do love him and want to be with him, because I don't see him in the same, I don't see flaw in him. I do love him a lot. He's the reason why I am here. His life. That's it. So even me being with True, it was a point in my life where I really didn't know myself. I didn't really know True when we had Jolly. I was only knew True for like 3 months or 4 months. So a lot of people, they just seeing it from the outside perspective, but this is my actual life. The decisions that the women make when they come here and are not the best, but that is not Three God's fault. That is not his fault at all. Matter of fact, he actually guides us to actually make better decisions, but a lot of times women come here and they do things their own way, and they go against him. I will say that for a lot of times, he'll tell you, he'll give you advice, but he won't force you to do anything. Like I said earlier, a lot of women come here and they make their own decisions, and they're like, man, they don't like what they see when the outcome comes, when the consequences arise. And you see me, I'm going back and forth, and I'm doing all these things. I can look into my own self and see that, okay, this is why I'm making these certain decisions. It has nothing to do with Three God, because he's only guiding me and giving me the knowledge to actually make the best decisions for myself. A lot of us do not know how to properly communicate.
It was very surprising to find out that Kendra Carter was testifying against Mr. Bishop. She says all of these violent things, and she makes it seem like it was such a terrible environment. But how did you feel so comfortable and safe enough to raise a child in this environment if it was so bad? Well, listen very closely to what Kendra Carter says next, because she's about to tell you exactly why she's doing what she's doing.
That's a majority of women that come here do not know how to properly communicate their emotions. What you see when you see people flying out of here and going on live or going on the news and spreading false allegations is them simply being hurt because they didn't know how to communicate their emotions. Yes. They didn't know how to say, damn, I really love you, but I'm not getting the attention that I want. Yes. Or I'm not getting what I feel I want in a situation. They didn't know how to communicate themselves, and so they spaz out and act like children. And all he's taught us to do is to be upright women.
The fact that Kendra is going against Mr. Bishop is very disappointing because we all know Mr. Bishop has done nothing but try to help her and everyone else. Here's a video of Kendra in Decatur, Georgia during a wellness check.
I love your outfits and your stuff. I'm thankful. Take care.
He's giving you a handshake.
Oh, you don't have to take care. It's nice to meet y'all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you take care.
All right, no time.
Now let's move on to Velvet Marquez. Now, these alleged witnesses spoke of all of these rules that Mr. Bishop had, but we have to understand, Mr. Bishop went on his own personal journey to go deeper into spirituality. He shared how he ate online, how he slept, and his way of life. So before people came into his life, they were in agreement and well aware of his lifestyle, which is why they decided to practice his way of living as well. Here, Velvet Marquez claims the number one rule that stood out to me was the fact that we could not use the bathroom. That was one of my first issues there. If you had an issue, why didn't you leave? She then goes on to say, I never not used the bathroom. And so that was a thing. But then Nature Boy Eligio Bishop would say stuff like, we're using the bathroom on the land so that we can become more self-sufficient and stop polluting our water, waste, and stuff like that, etc. But listen to what she says here.
Today, I want to emphasize of giving back to nature. Right now, I'm really gonna empty a pot for y'all, really. I'm gonna find me a spot over here. Really show and connect with y'all what it means to give back. So I'm really about to empty the pot right now. Being the teacher that I am, you know, I want to take the time out to show y'all and bring y'all back into nature. While I'm emptying the pot, I just want to let y'all, give y'all brief description what it feels like to me every time I do this. Although it was something that was always on my heart to do and always, you know, something that I really wanted to do, I just didn't know I didn't know what the next move was. People out here, they have outhouses or whatever, and it's basically a hole in the ground. Like, they dig a deep hole in the ground and then they put a toilet on top of the hole. So, I mean, you still giving your pot back to the earth, but it's even more simpler than that. All you gotta do is just drop it.
And that was Velvet Marquez expressing herself, enjoying something that she apparently had an issue with. The next thing that I want to highlight is where she says, there was another time we were in Mexico in that same spot. I had decided to leave or wanted to leave, and he didn't want me to leave, but I just started walking towards the exit. First of all, we are in Mexico, like she said. Do you know that it took 45 minutes just driving in pure jungle, straight nature just to get to our house? And she just wants to get up and leave. No clothes on, no nothing, no arrangements, no phone call to call somebody to get her a plane ticket. Every time that she tried to leave, it was in the heat of a moment, of a trigger, of her being emotional. It was not safe or sound. She was just trying to walk off in the middle of the jungle with a newborn baby. Do you not think that the father of that child is not going to try to protect his child? We have to get some sense here. She goes on to say that he made the men there at the time barricade me into the compound or whatever, and I started fighting them to leave. And then eventually, because I wanted to leave so bad, he let me leave, but under the condition that I will leave Eliana in the family. And so at that time, I did proceed to leave my baby because I wanted to get out really bad. But at that time, she didn't have her documents and I didn't have my documents. So eventually, I went back to the compound. Velvet Marquez didn't go back to the tribe because she didn't have her documents and baby Eliana didn't have her documents. She just said that she proceeded to leave baby Ellie there with her father, so why would you go back because she didn't have her documents? Velvet Marquez went back because she realized that Mr. Bishop just wanted to be in his daughter's life. So anytime Velvet Marquez says that Mr. Bishop wasn't allowing her to leave, that's not the case. Mr. Bishop was always trying to protect his daughter from Velvet Marquez's emotional outbursts when she got triggered about polygamy. Because when she would get triggered, baby Eliana wouldn't have any clothes on. She would swing baby Eliana around and try to walk off in the middle of jungle and just walk and not take the proper precautions to actually cause someone to properly leave. She was always trying to leave emotionally. So Mr. Bishop isn't stopping her from leaving. He is stopping her from putting herself and his child in danger, sometimes even in the middle of the night. Let's look at the following videos.
Listen, you're wrong. You got a passport in your hand. You got my baby and a little rat. No clothes on. You got no clothes on yourself, no shoes, and you just gonna go walk. To take my child from me. Where you going?
I take nothing from you.
This is my daughter.
Because I don't want to be in a polygamous relationship.
I didn't ask you that.
That's what I'm going to do.
You knew I was polygamous before we got pregnant.
Okay, well then, I don't want
Okay, all of a sudden.
I don't want to be with you being with him.
Okay, all of a sudden. You knew I was polygamous before we ever conceived and had a baby. Now you have my child. Who you had, child? Who child you had? It's your baby, it's not ours. That little girl don't deserve a father.
She don't got a mother. She don't got a daddy, she don't got none. She don't got none of that. All she got is me. You can make more children, you got more wives.
And they all gonna have me as their father.
Good.
But you saying this little girl right here, I'm not her father?
Nope.
So she don't get to have a father because you mad.
Here's another instance when this happened at night. Not only was she trying to immaturely leave and put herself in a dangerous situation, but she was so angry at Mr. Bishop because he was polygamous that she got physically violent towards Mr. Bishop.
She trying to get out the door so she can run up the fucking block with the baby in the middle of the night. And I'm trying to keep my daughter safe at this point because I know her episodes. And she'll do whatever when she get upset, bro. With the baby in her hand, my nigga. Just a couple days ago, she punched the fucking elevator door in the nice ass hotel, bro. Started wilding out with a bag and a baby in her hand. And then y'all seen her. People try to say I smacked her. I ain't smack her, nigga. Y'all, she smacked me with the baby in her hand, bro. Like, trying to get out the window, my nigga. Like, I'm like, what is you doing? Like, you know, before I play the rest of this joint, because I made sure I recorded it, right? I made sure I recorded it. I wanted my daughter out of her hand, because she's bucking, my nigga. So I'm like, you know, I've seen her do this before, so I'm like, you know what? But here's the thing. She already had left earlier and came back around to me like, yo, I need to sleep over here. I can't sleep nowhere else. So now she's trying to act like she's getting out the room. I'm like, yo, hold up, man. Leave them folks alone over there. Because they like, yo, this ain't none of their business. They really out here where we at in the tropics. They really don't want to be in people's business. So they like, handle your business. You know what I mean? They don't really want to be in your business out here, right? So she keep doing this, and I want the world to see this, and I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave this shit alone. You feel me? Like me and Sean over here, she came back over here like, y'all, she already had left earlier. We let her leave. I was gonna fight for my daughter. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let them just leave, bro. You feel me? So watch what happened, bro. No, bro. You're not about to go out here with my daughter. No, you're not about to leave with my daughter in your hand, bro. You battling right now, bro. You is really battling right now. You keep doing stuff with the baby in your hand. It's not going down with you. That's it.
You call me crazy just like all the other
Bro, you are. Everybody see you do this over and over online. You talking about people that gotta lie on you. They know what you do.
You a fucking dumbass. Like, you are just like the fucking trolls. And that's why all of the fucking trolls say that.
You see that?
It's funny.
She just caught me with a boom. She just punched me in my face. Y'all seen it. I'm like, bro, he caught that.
Say that about you.
Boom, shit in my face.
It's funny you said it.
Caught me Mexico. I'm trying not to let her outside with the... She bit the shit out my back, yo. She got the baby shit. She just tried to bite a chunk out of my back, bro. I got a bite mark on my back, bro. Straight up, bro. Yo, what are you doing, bro? I'ma kick you in your fucking balls. Like, that's what she just threatened me to do. Leave me alone. Just put the baby down. Just go for a walk. In Mexico, we had to literally, all the guys had to restrain her and get the baby out of her hand. She was biting everybody. Like, I'm tired of this shit, man, because something could really go wrong with the baby when these moments happen. I be just trying to get the baby out of her hand at this point because she just did this the other day and I just got out. But I wanted the world to see what the fuck be going on. Not like, yo, and it's not like I was trying to keep her in the house. I was just trying to tell her to put the baby down, go take a walk, calm the fuck down and come back, huh? You feel me? Like, she like, no, she being erratic, punch me in my face, biting and scratching and all that. I'm like, yo, Tron, we gonna have to take the baby because we don't know what this crazy chick could do. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, let me take that. Bro, just relax. Tell the baby down. What are you, yo, stop fighting, bro. What are you doing? How's moving? The baby. She kicking, punching Tron in the face like, yo, with the baby in that. Man, this shit crazy. Like, trying to get the baby and she had like a death grip on her. We trying to take the baby calmly out of her hand and she started just screaming again like on some wild shit. Like, so then she get the baby and she like literally take off in front of them. And these are people out here, you feel what I'm saying? And talking to them like, man, make sure the baby's safe. Blase blah. He's still in there running his mouth. That's what she telling the lady. Like, we pull up with the camera on, like. She got the baby in her hand all out. She telling this lady something like the lady trying to mind her business. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna let, like you said, like, yeah, I'm gonna let her go. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to make sure the baby was safe because literally every time she goes into one of these blackouts, she had a baby in her hand doing some wild shit, and I'm tired, bro. Usually I'm patient. Like, I'm usually patient, yo. Y'all don't know the behind the scenes of what's going on. Like, I'm getting the butt in, and I take it like a champ, dog. I take it like a champ because you know why? I made the decision to stay with her, so I take full responsibility for being patient because when she calmed down, I realized, like, yo, shorty got issues, you feel me? And I'm trying to, like, be patient when I love her. She got my daughter. I feel sorry for her. I really do. Now she in touch with her mother and her sister, so I'm hoping that they, you know what I'm saying, do what they need to do. But I wanted y'all to see the activities, man. No, listen, I'm trying to keep her calm. She got the baby in her hand. I'm trying to tell them, like, yo, I'm trying to calm the situation, and anybody that knows what's going on, understand it.
I know why I went wrong. I know why I keep going wrong.
Where do you feel like you went wrong then, sweetheart? Where do you feel like you went wrong? What do you mean you know you went wrong?
Reacting out of my getting angry and then reacting out of that, making irrational, stupid mistakes, screaming and yelling and disrespecting everybody. Also causing an inconvenience on the behalf of everybody, like crying wolf and having these people think this and then having my family think something else. That's bad. I understand. I created this whole situation and I take responsibility for doing that. The reason why you see me straddling the fence the way that I am is because there's a lack of commitment somewhere, which is to my family, to my husband. And I realized that, you see what I'm saying? I think that I could just walk away when I get angry. If you notice, I've only walked away when I got angry, and that was because I don't want to deal with myself in certain situations, in certain ways. I can't keep dealing with my issues like that, and I have to communicate how I'm feeling and what I'm going through in that moment with the people that I love or that I say I love. And that's what I'm saying. When I get angry, I do irrational shit. When I get angry, I say shit that I don't necessarily want to do.
The next point I would like to highlight is when she was asked, and did he physically restrain you from leaving, or you felt that you just couldn't leave because you were concerned about violence? She says, no, he physically constrained me from leaving and then held my documentation outside of my possession. Here's Velvet Marquez willfully leaving with all of her documentation and her willfully returning back to Eligio Bishop's life.
Dropped her off. I gave her my number. She just threw it on the ground. All right. So look, I'm worried about my daughter and her well-being right now. This girl keeps tripping about polygamy and stuff like that and the lifestyle that we live. I can't keep doing this shit every day, dog. So you know what I'm saying? So dropped her off at the Western meeting. As you can see right here, this was my numbers. She tore my numbers off. So she can't have no contact. We dropped off at a safe location. She was trying to walk down a 3-mile strip, like was it? It took a 30-minute drive. It's a 30-minute drive to our location, and she was in the middle of the mountains. I know y'all seen them big old mountains that I took that video of. She was walking down there with the baby. I wasn't allowed that happen. I recorded everything.
And she returns.
Real nice.
Wow, yo.
I love myself.
All right, now we're gonna see how long this gonna last, man.
The next point is where she says, the most recent or the last time that I decided to leave, I couldn't verbally express that I wanted to leave because it would have resulted in physical abuse. And so I kept quiet about it. And I just planned my escape from July into November of 2020. And then I successfully was able to leave myself. She says, I made it seem like I was okay with everything he had going on. The polygamy, the drinking of alcohol started, and the smoking of weed. And then that's when I started to realize the more that I engaged with him and made him believe that it is okay and I'm okay with it, the more he's going to allow me to have access to the things that I need. Velvet Marquez alleges that she had to escape when she's left and came back many times before. She said that she planned this escape between July and November. That's 3 months. She alleges that 3 months she complied to escape Mr. Bishop. But between those 3 months, she continued to have emotional outbursts and let her anger make her violent, like the following video. The next clip includes Velvet Marquez admitting that she initiated the fight with Tanisha DeLay.
Right, so she always felt some type of way because of me leaving and stuff like that. She felt like she needed to be in that position. She felt like her and Nature Boy had more of a connection than me and him did. So as time went on, he was like, no, don't fight. At first he was like, no, don't fight. You know what I'm saying? And I kept calling her hands because at that, I'm from New Orleans. If you gonna disrespect me and then you gonna sneak try to disrespect me, I'm gonna call your hands, period. That's how I've been. I'm from New Orleans. So she was like, no, I don't want to fight. I was like, all right, cool. If you don't want to fight, don't disrespect me, because I'm not disrespecting you. I'm actually trying to be here and be like coexist. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to coexist.
Between the time Velvet Marquez was allegedly trying to escape, here she clearly states that she was trying to be, quote, here and coexist with Tanisha DeLay.
I'm actually trying to be here and be like coexist. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to coexist. So as time went on, she kept doing it, she kept doing it, she kept doing it, it got worse. So one day I was just like, I want to fight you, period. Like, that's like on period. Like, every time I see you, I want to fight you. Like, that's how I feel now, because it's just mad disrespectful, like what she was doing.
What Velvet meant by Tanisha being disrespectful to her was Tanisha developing a relationship with Mr. Bishop. This proves that Velvet Marquez didn't have to escape. She left and came back into Mr. Bishop's life plenty of times. And during this alleged planning to escape, she claimed that she was compliant with polygamy. But if she was compliant with polygamy, why did she initiate the fight with Tanisha DeLay once Mr. Bishop and Tanisha started to develop a relationship? And lastly, it also shows all of the violence and abuse Velvet Marquez brought in Mr. Bishop's life.
Did you scratch his arm all up? Like that. Eliana, did you scratch his arm all up?
I did. Precisely.
I should not lie.
This shows that Velvet Marquez is not scared of Mr. Bishop. And although he's laughing, she really did scratch his arm up. Many times she was violent towards Mr. Bishop, and he continued to be patient with her as she was dealing with polygamy. The last point that I would like to highlight with Velvet Marquez is how she exposed that Kendra Carter was lying on the stand. She says he was talking to her. Mr. Bishop was talking to Kendra Carter. They were like on the beach shore, and I saw them having a conversation. And after they were done with that conversation, I proceeded to have a conversation with her myself to understand what was going on. And she, in so many words, she was like, well, you know, we want to be in a relationship together. You know, you, me, and him. And I said, no. I said that I don't think that is a good idea. I tried to tell her or get her to understand how it wouldn't be a good idea, but she, you know, still was on board with being in a relationship. And so that made me angry. But here's what Kendra Carter said on the stand. She was asked, did you share his interest for a sexual relationship with the defendant? Did you want to have a relationship with him? And Kendra Carter answers no. Also, and don't forget, Velvet defending Mr. Bishop when he was locked up in Nicaragua. Let's listen.
And I 100% support him because I believe in everything that he has taught me. I believe in everything that he has walked me through. I've been walking with him on his journey for 3 years, with being his wife and not being his wife. And now we have a daughter together. And I fully support him because I believe in him and I trust him. That's my man, that's my husband. Since Jazzy G and my Babylon Pop came through me, right? They're coming through me as a catalyst to get to Chief. It's all about jailing Chief. It's all about get Chief in jail. Put him in jail. Do this, do that. All that. It's all about that. It has nothing to do with me. But it's about putting Chief in jail. This is all this is about. She's just using that situation to get to Chief. To use it against Chief. So they can put false allegations on him so that he can be where he is right now.
You have people making videos and saying the reason he is locked up is because he beat you. That he would beat you and put his hands on you. So this is what people are coming out saying things like that.
He never beats me. First of all, Chief never beat me. Chief never beat me. He never beat me.
I seen videos up where people talking about he beat you.
Okay, so let me tell you about. I was just like listen.
So these people are lying.
Just like I said in the beginning of this video, we are in a relationship. You have things you go with in your relationship. Why everybody acting like this shit is taboo? Like, come on. You have a girl. You have a wife. You see what I'm saying? Y'all go through y'all own shit to the degree of many extents, whatever it is. Chief has never beat me. He never beat me. I don't know why people are saying that.
What is most important right now that you would want us to know about Nature Boy and what's really going on, how they treating them? Like, what do you really want us to know? Go in.
I just want fucked up what's happening, for bullying and all of that. Like, everybody, there's a lot of pages that's dedicated to talking about Chief and making false allegations about him and saying that he did this and saying that he did that, when there should be just enough amount of videos as the negative ones the positive ones. Everybody should be making positive videos about Chief. What they see that they see in Chief, and tell the truth. Tell the truth about with the situation. Anybody who knows what's actually going on, you should be making a video. I think it's fucked up if we sit aside and we let somebody who we know is innocent get slander without putting the inkling of our energy out there.
Here's a video of Velvet during a wellness check in Palenque, Mexico.
They interviewing us. Right?
I will ask the name from everyone, and I will ask you if you are here on the spot. How old are you, Marcel?
25.
25.
Eligio Bishop.
Eligio Bishop.
Velvet Marquez.
Okay, that is about this investigation. We need to know if you guys are here, if anybody is pushing you to be here, obligating to be here. If you guys could leave anytime you decide. Are you free to decide to stay or to leave?
Yes.
As far as the allegations and the lies that are being spewed now, it's pure hurt. But I do want to say that as a witness of their relationship and of their marriage, I was there when they got married. I was there. She was so happy. You could look at the picture. She was so happy. At the end of the day, a lot of things happen when a woman is hurt. A lot of things happen when a woman can't get her way in a relationship. And I will say that the main issue was, like Ishel just said, was the fact that she didn't get him all to herself. And it's just sad because he was always, number one, he was always truthful and honest with her. He never said he was going to be with only her. At the end of the day, what you're saying, you're going to have to answer for. Because once you lie with one thing, you're going to have to continuously lie and continuously lie. And this is what is happening if you cannot see it with true, pure eyes.
And lastly, we have Brianna Jacobs. Here's a video of Brianna Jacobs speaking highly of Mr. Bishop and saying how she felt so safe around him.
I feel happy. I feel the energy is flowing, so I don't feel any negativity. I feel safe, yeah. I feel like you respect women. But he doesn't respect you. You know how you uplift women? You want women to heal. You want women to face their demons. He talks down on them.
As you can see here, these are the only things that Brianna Jacobs verbally vocalized to everyone, that she was happy and she felt safe. During Brianna's time in Mr. Bishop's personal life, she was in a consistent relationship with someone else. She has little to no relevance to Mr. Bishop's romantic life, nor to his case. But let's get into the transcripts. Here's the first point in the transcript that I would like to go over. The prosecutor asked, "And what did he do?" She said that he sexually assaulted me anally. The prosecution says, "And did you want to engage in that sexual activity?" She says, "No." "Did you tell him that?" She says, "I feel like at the time I didn't tell him, but I didn't want to do it." When she was cross-examined, she was asked, "When you resisted, was it an internally, I don't want to do this, or was it a Mr. Bishop verbally, I don't want to do this?" Her answer was that it was internally, yes. She said other things and other reasons and tried to make it seem like that she was scared to speak up. But if she was scared of Mr. Bishop, she wouldn't be in his life. So with us not having the ability to read someone's mind because they're not vocally expressing that they didn't want to do something, she's not a credible witness for this case, on top of the fact that she wasn't even at the house for the initial charges at hand. Clear to see that these new witnesses are lying. They aren't even real witnesses because they weren't present at the address where the initial alleged assault occurred. They're trying to make Mr. Bishop seem like a bad person and defaming his character because they have no evidence, which is why they offered to drop the rape charge. The only reason why they are continuing to pursue this prosecution is because we blasted their corruption and exposed this malicious prosecution. So now they're trying everything to try and validate their false imprisonment of Eligio Bishop. The state has also introduced 2 expert witnesses, a trauma and a co-expert witness. Their point is to distract everyone from the fact that what they did was illegal. They're trying to mislead and confuse the jury to talk about nothing that has to do with that night of the alleged crime. Calling Mr. Bishop a cult leader and saying he has a cult also goes against his First Amendment right. The First Amendment says that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble. Mr. Bishop being called a cult leader happened 6 years ago on a news broadcast in Canada when a white woman from there joined Eligio Bishop's personal life.
Nature Boy.
Each individual holographically. Go ahead.
I want to talk about the girl that we know as Kayla now. How is she? Is she safe? Is she healthy? Sunray.
Oh, Sunray, yes, she is healthy. She is beautiful. Oh my, Sunray is the happiest that she says she's ever been. And she's absolutely loving life. And she did a video recently on, we all encouraged her to go live so that people wouldn't be so worried about her. We all encouraged her to just go live and let people know that you're okay and speak your own mind and tell them what's going on. I told her that, the police were calling, looking for her and stuff like that. And I was like, I made sure that she got in contact with the police station there in Canada. I also make sure that she got in contact with her mother, and I don't mind her living with me. And she's good. She's a friend of mine. She's a family member of mine. We treat her with nothing but love, and we treat her with nothing but love. And it's her decision to be here with me and live as I do, and that's her right. But at the same time, I also know that I'm a black man. And she's a white girl. She's in a white girl form, and I'm in a black man body. And I also know that it might seem to the world that I'm holding her hostage, and that the media has already depicted black men to be, violent and destructive and scary. So I wanted to make it clear that, call your people, let them know you okay, because I don't want no problems on this end. You come into my world and I allowed you here, and I don't care. I don't mind. You're my friend.
So she can leave if she chose to leave.
Oh yes, like nobody that comes here, I asked to come here. Everybody that's here just tapped into my station, felt like what I was saying was true, and decided to join me.
Why don't you tell them why you left in the first place? Did I call you like, hey, come join us, be here with us? Am I controlling or manipulating your mind?
I was gonna leave Canada even before I found nature, so
you actually tried to, and
I just felt like I belonged here. That's why I came here. Like, my heart just felt like this is my family, so that's why I came here.
Because it was so controversial that a white woman was interested in practicing the lifestyle that Mr. Bishop did, Canada started to label him as a cult leader, which led to many other broadcasters labeling him as the same thing. And when you say a lie so much over and over and over again, it becomes the truth to many. Which is why this cult expert, Rick Allen Ross, feels so comfortable breaking Mr. Bishop's First Amendment right by calling him a cult leader publicly on a news broadcast.
Another group with the leader who also, by the way, is in jail, like Rajad Jamal in Georgia, is a group that called itself the Aetherians and later Carbon Nation, led by Eligio Bishop, who's now, for abuse, like Rajad Jamal, in jail. He recruited online and would sequester his followers at an Airbnb in Central America.
Essentially, Mr. Bishop's case is a malicious prosecution. And now they are continuing to pursue this malicious prosecution by trying to defame his character with all of these new witnesses and saying that he's a cult. But we must focus on the charges at hand. And even with the new witnesses that they're trying to bring in, aren't credible sources, because they're even going against their own word. Free Eligio Bishop. He's an innocent man who's being set up by a group of people who are scorned and spiteful. Thank God that we recorded everything. And we know that there's a higher power that is always protecting us. Peace to the gods. I love myself.
You want to talk about childish?
Over there.
You want to talk about childish? How about you tell people the actual truth? Because you considering, let me shut up and wait for you to, because I got a lot to say. I do.
Yeah,
people want to try to make it seem like it's about jealousy. Jealous of what? Be insecure about what? I stand for the truth. I'm about the truth. You're not telling the whole truth. Period. That you've never done that. Ever. You don't even tell people how actually you were coerced into the shit that you did to Nature Boy to get him in jail and get him to the point that he's at right now. You didn't want to do that. You were coerced and talked to other people to do that.